Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to another episode of The Great Deliberators. I am one of your hosts, Mr. Imperator Rose. And
It's your boy DK.
one time for our boy O Beam.
Say your name, make your name ring.
Say your name, make your name ring. All right, so with updates on that, are we still looking good for the 14th?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we looking solid, right? Because I want to pull up.
Have y'all not talked?
No, man.
I mean, y'all should definitely have a conversation.
Okay, well then, yeah, I'll hit him up and ask, like, hey, big dog, what's going on? Because, you know.
But I mean, from the last I spoke to him, you heard it. He said, yeah.
Okay, all right. That's what's up, man. We hopefully everything goes to plan, man. We can have gang on the pod. Hopefully next month, finally, you know what I'm saying, let him cut loose because I know he's probably got some deep opinions on things that we've talked about and / or things that are going on in the world. So shout out to Vince, man. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and let's get into it. So we ain't discussed topics, but we're definitely gonna talk about the draft and the Shedeur Sanders slide thing.
Got a lot to talk about, actually.
Okay, all right. Well, before we get into that, I have a question though, because it's kind of would you rather, but you know it's sports related. So, would you rather be taken first overall by a team that for the last 2 decades hasn't seemed to been able to get it together, or would you rather be taken in a later round by a team that, you know what I'm saying, may not have thought you were worthy of the first overall pick, but has been shown to be competent?
Like the Seahawks.
Yeah, like the Seahawks, maybe.
I'll take the first.
Take the first overall?
Yeah, I mean, I really want to say I'll go to the Seahawks, but the reality is nothing's guaranteed. And at least with the first round pick, that's the difference between 40 million and 4 million. You know what I'm saying? And that money right there, respectfully, like at the end of the day, I don't care what anybody says, like that's what I'm doing it for.
Yeah, it's just 40 million. I mean, you walking away from a lot to say that you want to be in a bet.
Anybody can talk about what they want to talk about with Shedeur Sanders. The real topic of the conversation is that he went from thinking that he was a $40 million quarterback to being a $4 million quarterback.
Yeah. I'm in agreement. I think I'd want to go first overall. Let me get that guaranteed money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then you
have to pick your option.
Yeah, I think I believe in me. You know what I'm saying? And so the reality is like if you can ball, you know what I'm saying, they'll build a team around you. You know what I'm saying? So and even if you're like you put a QB that's worthy of the first overall pick, even if he's in a bad situation, he's still gonna ball out. The problem is the team just may not be good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, defense may be giving up 40 fucking points a game or some shit. You know, on like some Joe Burrow type shit. Like Joe Burrow had like an MVP caliber year, but you know, his defense was so atrocious. Can't do nothing.
The rumor is that the Eagles, the Eagles had the 145th pick. And the Browns traded up. They gave up that 5th round and a future 5th round. So they really kind of gave up a lot for a 5th round pick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But go ahead.
But there was also a rumor that supposedly going into the third day that there was an owner who was going to step in and pull the you know, the trigger on Shedeur Sanders. And if you looked at the Browns after they selected Shedeur Sanders, nobody in that room looked like they wanted to make that pick.
They didn't want him.
Yeah. So to me, it's pretty obvious that it was the Browns owner who that wanted to pull the trigger on Shedeur. So with that being said, you know, let's go ahead and let's talk about it. What's your take on the Shedeur slide? I mean, I guess I ain't really looking for so much a football take, but are you getting to are you buying into any of the hype that there was any level?
I don't think this is a race issue. I don't think this is he's a confident guy issue to a certain extent. I think the reality is that the NFL is the one thing about the NFL is that they are not a league that represents itself on just trying to sell tickets. You know what I'm saying? Talent is above anything. So anybody that's making it seem like this is a black issue or the NFL didn't want to put up with him or they're trying to blackball or this is a Kaepernick situation or Kaepernick adjacent, it's not. The guy is not elite at anything. You know what I'm saying? Is he accurate? Yes. But everybody, for the most part, is an accurate thrower of the football. Does he have great arm talent? No. Does he have great arm angles of how he can throw the ball on a run? No. Does he have power? No. Does he have a great deep ball compared to anybody else? No. Does he run fast or have good quick agility or anything of that nature? No. Is he big and maybe can take a beating, more than most? No. Now, what I will say is that he is a winner. He has proven to, win football. But the reality is that he's a winner. I'm not saying that he's elite at winning, but he's a winner. He's a winner of football. So now does that where he's at, does it quantify the moxie that he has coming into the draft, his confidence, the way he was showing himself, things of that nature? I think absolutely not. He was semi-acting like Deion Sanders, but you don't have the Deion Sanders talent. You're not head over heels compared to the next corner as Deion was coming into the NFL. He knew he wasn't going to go past top 5. You know what I'm saying? You, on the other hand, you didn't want to participate in the combine. You didn't want to participate in any of the senior football or your pro day. You didn't do any like agility work or 40 work or things of that nature. There's just a lot. And then you compound that when you're going into meetings and it seems as if you're going in there with this arrogance or not doing the homework, or just you got into an argument with Dayball. You get into an argument with a head coach before you get drafted. You can't do that, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy work.
But they trying to push your buttons. You can't do that.
Yeah, I will say that most definitely, if there was any of all the shit that I've seen, the most damning one is obviously the Dayball shit. Like, for the fact that like you were sent a package to review and then come in and to discuss like what you see, and then for you not to be prepared in any capacity. Not only that, but you show up with like a group of friends and shit, and then on top of that, for you not to care for or to even get to like a semi like verbal jab back and forth with Dayball because you didn't appreciate getting called out. That's pretty damning, dog. Like that's of all the shit that I've heard, I'm pretty sure that to me, if there's anything that did him in that had him slide to the 5th round, because let's keep it a buck, bro.
I think he did on purpose. I think he was trying to avoid going to the Browns, going to the Giants. I think he was trying to pull an Eli Manning, where he was just like, all right, I want to, you know what I'm saying, these horrible teams, I want to fall to the Steelers or something like that. But you ought to realize it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah,
you should have went to the combine then. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should have put yourself in position to get drafted by some of these teams. You can't make it seem like.
Well, also what I didn't know is whenever you do like these interviews, it's not just the Giants in the room; it's a host of teams in the room talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, sure, you get your one-on-ones with the team, but like this was during an event where there were scouts and player personnel from other teams in the room with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, who were looking to draft the QB, like, for their team, that they need a starting QB. So it wasn't just, him like in a one-on-one with Dayball, right? Which is crazy because like, maybe you could say that he was doing it on purpose. If he was, that at least makes more sense and can make me at least feel a little bit better about why he was doing it. Because to me, honestly, if you're not doing it on purpose and that is just who he is, because he's trying to be braggadocious and just this bigger than life person than what he really was, then to me that would have been a real issue. So honestly, if you're telling me he did it on purpose to slide past them, I'd take that. You know what I'm saying? Foolish, but at least there's a plan behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Like, at the end of the day, bro, don't mess up your bag. Like, for you to want to fall back from 1, 2 to maybe 20 something, it's just something where you're losing out on like 20, 30 million. You know what I'm saying?
I just don't think that he was ever going to get pulled in the first round. I think that at the end of the day, it came down to 3 things, right? First 2 are like a combination of it. I do think that if it is a facade or it's not a facade, it doesn't even matter. The combination of this legendary, bigger than life, like I'm gonna be that nigga, with the lack of, tangibles that they look for in QBs in the first round, then I think that those 2 combinations did him in. Also with the fact that like Deion basically went on like an entire half a year parade about how, like, like that he wasn't just gonna let Shedeur go to any team. You know what I'm saying? They're like, there's a handful of teams that, he would step in and be like, no, he ain't going to them. And to me, I don't care. And, I was in a group chat, we was talking amongst friends and shit. And so, one of my homies was all like, nah, but he said he wouldn't do that. And, I don't think he would do that. I don't give a fuck what you think he would do. Like, to me, as a personnel, as a coaching, I don't give a fuck what. I seen this motherfucker hold an interview where he said he wouldn't let him go to any team. So now I'm thinking, so if he thinks I'm not using his son right, he may step in and try to say some shit. I don't need that. Fuck that. I'm not dealing with none of that shit.
Mind you, this is it really falls into like, dog, you are a quarterback. You can't act like this as a quarterback. You are the tone setter. You are the culture setter. You have the keys to the $1 billion like organization. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're coming off like this arrogant, pompous, whatever the case may be, how do you think the receivers are going to act? Mm-hmm. How do you think the offensive line? How do you think the offensive linemen are going to act? The defense is going to act. If you accidentally throw a pick at the end of the game to win it, or when they were in field goal range, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to show a level of like decorum, a level of like professionalism, when you're doing these things. If not, you're going to have a locker room of just like unorganized, emotional football players when things don't go their way.
I think at the end of the day, I don't mind. And again, like this goes back to, I don't think it should have to be explained, but just to state this, nobody knocks confidence. People knock arrogance. And that's two different things, right? And
it's not a fine line. We can tell the difference.
No, there's a distinguishable difference, bro. And that's the part that like I can't stand that people act like they can't see. There is definitely a difference between, you know what I'm saying? Because first off, Deion Sanders also played a position that's pretty much on its own. Like his only role is to cover the motherfucker that is the best ball holder, like the best ball catcher on the field.
He did it well. He did it. He was the best to ever do it.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's also not responsible to lead. Like, sure, he can lead by play and like, you know what I'm saying, like leadership as far as like, setting the tone on the field. But also in his personal talk, the way that he talks, he gets to talk like that because he's a cornerback. Receivers can talk like that because they're receivers. They're not leaders of men. They're not people who you know what I'm saying, who people look to for leadership. So the reality is talk like
that was Baker Mayfield. And look what happened to him. He had to sit down and
look at Johnny Manziel. The dog, and that's the crazy part because niggas are bringing them niggas up, bro. You're bringing up the poster children for niggas who you don't want to take like that anymore. And at the end of the day, it all boils down to the fact.
Let me ask you this question: should the Browns have taken him?
Yeah, I think.
I don't think they should have, bro. I don't think they should have.
If you look at the roster, I think he's the best QB on the roster.
Let me put it this way: if that's how y'all were going to act after picking him up, y'all shouldn't have took him. It's very obvious. It's obvious. Listen, bro.
If the owner pulls the trigger, you think you got to say?
Raf, you think that's the first time ever in history that the owner stepped in and said, I want this player over whatever y'all are talking about? No, but you still sit up there and you clap, you smile, you make it seem as if like, you know what I'm saying, we want you here in the organization. Everybody's sitting there like, bro, we had to do this.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? Even the owner didn't even look happy.
But again, you acting like they had a choice. That nobody had a choice. I mean, I didn't even know who the owner was in the room. I just know who the head coach and the GM was. That's
the owner he was sitting behind the GM.
Well, that's crazy because if the owner pulled the trigger, why would he not look happy? Of course he wanted. Maybe he's thinking about selling tickets. Who knows? Who fucking knows? Here's what I do know. I know that if you look at their roster and what Shedeur Sanders did in college, I think that he's the best QB on the roster. Now, whether or not, you know what I'm saying, that winds up being
the Browns organization, to be honest with you.
I mean, don't get me wrong, bro. During the draft, I think it was fourth round, the 123rd pick, Pittsburgh Steelers had it. I just knew, listen to me, if you'd have had me pick a moment where like I just knew where Shedeur Sanders was going to get picked. I was like, we in the middle of the fourth round. Steelers got fucking Mason Rudolph. Ain't no fucking way he's sliding past 123. They done got 3 really quality players now. Now it's time for them to pull the trigger on the QB because now he's in a position where, okay,
you don't lose nothing. It ain't nothing.
That's what I'm saying. You now got.
It's just a 4th round pick. If he's good,
listen.
It's a steal.
And for Mike Tomlin to pass on you, dog, you know you brought niggas the wrong way.
Mike Tomlin cannot have that at the quarterback position, dog.
But I'm saying, you know how bad.
Steelers rock room already got what's the wide receiver name over there?
Hold on, you're not hearing me. Mike Tomlin passing on him when Mike Tomlin is known for taking on challenges. Okay, you say this guy can't do nothing on the field. You say he can't be good. Okay, bet I'm gonna coach him. If a Mike Tomlin to pass on you means that you absolutely bombed every interview, every chance you had to gain some traction to let people know you're going to be a good starting QB, a man of character, and all that shit. Mike Tomlin definitely is gonna take a shot. And he passed on a nigga at the 123rd pick when he know he need a fucking QB.
He needed more than one. I'm surprised he didn't get Jalen Milroe.
Huh, bro. I mean, I don't know about that. That's just taking Justin Fields, and if like you ain't got Jalen Milroe got to sit, and so he's in a perfect position though.
What I'm saying is, you sit for a year, like you
can't sit Jalen Milroe behind Mason Rudolph. It's bad enough he done already gave these niggas like 8-9 win seasons in a row. He about to get listen, it might get violent.
The Steelers about to have a losing season this year.
It's about to be violent in Pittsburgh if he would have took Jalen Milroe and said that.
They won't win 5 games.
Huh?
They won't win 5 games.
I don't ever doubt Mike Tomlin, but I will say I don't see a winning season. I don't see that. But
that offense is gonna look horrible.
Yeah, of course, it's Mason Rudolph. But here, I don't want to talk football. I just want to keep it.
All right, my bad. Let's go.
Shedeur Sanders shit slipping. So with all that being said, man, it's unfortunate because I do think his talent was better than the 5th round, right? Like his production alone warrants a 3rd round pick. You know what I'm saying? Definitely 4th round. But sliding to the end of the 5th, that's crazy work.
I will say this. I think that without the character issues, you know what I'm saying, I think it would have went, early 3rd. But I think the character issues as a quarterback really do drop you. You know what I'm saying? Possibly to the 6th, bro. Nobody wants that in their locker room. Nobody wants to risk that at the quarterback position. You don't want to have to worry about the quarterback. Like, you can lose anything else. Your center, your guard, your wide receiver, your running back. But if you lose your quarterback, bro, you're done. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want the locker room to have, there's some type of bat or, like the locker room is severed because of him.
Yeah. You know and also, I think that another thing that has to go that we have to talk about that can't go unspoken is the fact that, like, yo, man, we got to talk about how, like, dog, Deion Sanders also dropped the ball here, bro. Like, don't show your fucking hand, dog. Like, why would you show your hand? Like even if you take all of the Shedeur Sanders shit, right? Like, of course, he was probably still going to slide just based off all that shit. But the icing on top of the cake is all this running around doing interviews about how, like, there's certain NFL franchises you wouldn't let him go to. You know what I'm saying? No, I think
that both of them need to realize is, yes, you can be confident, you can be unapologetic, you can be yourself. But until you understand that there's always going to be a level of code switching. And when I say code switch, I don't mean that you are no longer a black man. But as if you don't know how to turn off, you know what I'm saying, your casual talk compared to your professional talk, when there's money on the line, when you're trying to convince people to hand you millions, hundreds of millions in some cases, into $1 billion, you know what I'm saying, corporation, business. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you're just coming in thinking like this is, like you talking to your best friend still, like, nah, I can't trust you. I need you to take this seriously. So I wonder how Deion Sanders interviewed, even as a head coach for the Dallas Cowboys. Like, I really wonder, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how?
I mean, I think at the end of the day, I don't know necessarily if, first off, the reality is going back to what I mentioned earlier, if tongue-tied here for a second. If Shedeur Sanders was Cam Newton, he's the first overall pick. It doesn't matter. You get what I'm saying?
I don't think so.
I mean, you're fucking nuts.
I don't think so.
Cam Newton had been. I think he would have been a top 2, top 3. Going first.
I think he would have been a top 2, top 3. But I think that, I'm telling you right now, I think if Cam Newton would have came in to meetings doing the things that Shedeur was doing, Cam Newton was a pro's pro. He went to the NFL Combine. He threw. He did all these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, most quarterbacks do these things.
Listen, I hear you. I'm telling you, You are crazy if you believe that any NFL franchise is passing up on a 6'6", 250-pound ass nigga who could throw the ball 80 yards at the flick of a wrist and run a 4.4. My nigga,
I just don't
run a 4.4.
I just don't think that Cam Newton's the only one, because if you tell me that it's Pat Mahomes or if it's Josh Allen or whatever, like, I think they're going to split.
I don't think they could. But what I'm saying is there have been certain guys who, that short of literally legal issues, they were going to be the first pick no matter what. So I'm saying he came in talking like he's Cam Newton, and the issue is you're not that. And so then on top of not being that, then your dad is having multiple interviews. He's a larger than life figure, known for being an imposing and intimidating person. You know what I'm saying? And he's sitting there saying about how like he would let his son go to a team that he didn't approve of. I don't even know. Everybody brings up the Eli Manning, Archie Manning thing. I don't even know if Archie Manning said that in an interview prior to the draft. You know what I'm saying? And then
it wasn't in today's media age. You know, you got to handle different.
And then on top of that, if even if Archie Manning, you know what I'm saying, has said that, nigga, the Chargers weren't cool with that. No NFL team would be cool with that. They're not gonna let that shit happen again. That's why you haven't seen it happen again. You think anybody else wanted their son to go to the fucking Browns?
You're not elite like an Eli Manning.
Nigga.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Eli Manning in college was that guy.
So I'm just saying, like, because I stand 10 toes down on this shit. I feel like LeVar Ball is the poster child for the way a father should not ever handle their son's climb to fame. I still believe that he used that shit to become famous himself. Y'all can shoot me if you don't believe me. I get it. You know, I definitely believe in being involved in your children's life. I'm a father. I want the best for my child. But I also believe that nigga did all of that shit just so that way he could build a brand for himself and, you know what I'm saying, become, you know what I'm saying, part of the spotlight. I don't be a deal. He knew what time it was. He knew that. I don't believe that all that was for his children. I don't believe all that was for his children. He can claim that till the day he died. I just do not believe that shit. Okay. But either way, with all that being said, man, I'm just saying from this point forward, people, if you're watching this, if you ever got a son, you know who that's going to become an elite talent, and you know that, like, hey, this team big or whatever, which I feel like only really quarterbacks really get screwed. Like, everybody else going to get their money. They can go somewhere else. But just don't quit showing your hand, dog. Like I'm saying, you played your hand. You showed your hand way too early. You played that move way too early. And I think that, like, you can't tell me that ultimately did also hurt his slide as well, even though he wound up going to the one of the three teams that I'm sure Deion Sanders didn't want that nigga to go to. You know what I'm saying? But by the time they got to that pick, they were praying that the motherfuckers probably took him. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point, I'm thinking he going undrafted.
I was when it was in the fourth round, I was like, can we take this guy?
No, when the Steelers passed him.
In my locker room, I started thinking about it. And I was like, nah, we can take him. And then I was like, definitely in the fifth round, I was like, we need a backup quarterback.
Need a backup quarterback.
Hey. Why are we playing? And this would be an elite backup quarterback for 4 years.
Yeah.
Maybe we trade him for like a second round pick after 2 years. Maybe a first, depending on how good he is.
Yeah, it hasn't happened in a while, but there's been plenty of backups that have like been traded in the starting roles because like when another quarterback went down, they shined. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly. You know, Jalen Hurts is going to be good for a good. You know what I'm saying? He got to sit out for a game, a good game or two.
But yeah, by the time, I don't know. I was convinced after the 123rd pick where the Steelers didn't take him, oh, he's gone. Because by this point, the Browns, I'm thinking by that point, the Browns pull the trigger. It doesn't matter.
No, I thought anybody could take him. I thought anybody could have taken him. You
still haven't getting taken after I don't know, after.
No, I'm saying after the fourth round, because the first 3 to 4 rounds, if you have a quarterback, you got to build your team. Mm-hmm. You can't be up luxury stuff because it's unnecessary to have a quarterback on your team when you could have potentially found yourself a safety, a linebacker, a guard, a potential tackle, a special team player, something that could like contribute right now, especially if you're a borderline playoff team or you were a playoff team that maybe like you're Washington or something. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have the luxury to use your first 4 picks and just throw it at a quarterback, especially when you have a $50 million quarterback in your locker room. You can't, and you're picking up a quarterback that has all this moxie and spotlight on him when he comes to the locker room. So if your quarterback has 2 bad games, it's going to be, what's up with Shedeur?
Oh, yeah. I think that's another reason.
fans will flip on Jalen Hurts tomorrow if Jalen Hurts loses 2 games.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like CJ Stroud, let's see if Stroud have a bad game or 2.
Yeah, bro.
Put your gun.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you ain't lying, dog. Niggas throw 2 picks in the game, dog. Hey, what the backup looking like?
But 5th round, every team at that point can be like they can explain why they spent a 5th round pick on a quarterback that had a second round grade.
Yeah, but see, the reason why I didn't think so I can end it here. The reason why I didn't think he would be drafted as a backup by anybody was because at that point if you don't draft Shedeur to start or to compete for the starting job, then there's no point in having him on your bench because all season long you're gonna get the Bronny treatment, and I don't want that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but like football is football, man. Somebody gets hurt, you're gonna be screaming for a great backup quarterback, and then you start talking about should we trade for somebody or whatever. But all right, man, we already know the next topic gonna be Shannon Sharpe. What's up?
What's that?
We already know it. Let's talk about it.
Okay, honestly, I'm gonna let you lead this one because honestly, I outside of the information that we got a little bit after, but I mean, other than him. Other than him, I think he's gone. I think he's cooked, bro.
He cooked.
Yeah, I think he took the I myself have decided to take a leave from ESPN. No, you got fired and they're letting you quit on social media. Like, it's a wrap. I think if he gets vindicated, I feel for him, but then at the same time, I don't because I think he a creepy ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? So, Yeah, I do. Listen, again, we had these conversations all the time. I get it. You know what I'm saying? You creepy, freaky ass niggas that, you know what I'm saying, want to use the legality argument. Okay, cool. You're right. Probably shouldn't serve any jail time for it, but I don't give a fuck. That's a child. And so, like, the reality of a 53-year-old man dating a kid is fucking weird to me. And so, morality and legality always roll hand in hand.
I will say this, though. I do think it's unfair that somebody like Bill Belichick can do the same thing in front of our faces with interviews and so on and so forth. And it's like everybody's laughing about it and smiling about it and making jokes about it like it's cool. And I guess it's not a problem because they both look consenting, which kind of goes to if you're going to do something in the dark, you might as well do it in the light so nobody, because if we'd have seen y'all out dating and doing things like this, if we would have seen all this kind of stuff, even though we call you creepy or whatever, you know what I'm saying? We would take it as like, hey, this is a normal relationship. To them, this is the norm. So if she would have popped out with some like, whatever, we'd be like, hey, man, y'all was out here going on dates and going to dinners and going to red carpet events and so on and so forth. Bill Belichick is doing it out in the open. So I can't sit up here and like, that's the only difference. That's the only difference is that he's doing it in front of our face. Now, is it still weird? Still creepy? Yes. But how he's helping himself is that he's helping himself from like the backlash of her possibly saying, I was, you know what I'm saying? I was trapped. You know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't leave.
She can still say that.
We can try it. You know it's not going to work is what I'm saying.
I feel like this also, right? And this is going to sound really fucked up. But like, I guess I'm not gonna go there. Right? Listen, man, I hold my people to a higher standard. I'm just gonna keep it a buck, bro. Like it be a lot of shit that like when we bring up like the R. Kelly,
as I eat watermelon on the live. Go ahead.
Yeah, listen, a lot of people bring up like R. Kelly, and Bill Cosby. They bring up like Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, and all them niggas. First off, I don't care about them niggas. I don't. Them niggas ain't part of my community. You know what I'm saying? White folks need to go handle them niggas. You know what I'm saying? If white folks cool with them niggas doing that shit, that's on them. That's the freaky ass niggas that's allowing that shit. I'm talking to these niggas. Cause like these niggas are like cultural figures in my community. And niggas look up to these niggas. When niggas think of success, Shannon Sharpe was at the top of the totem pole here lately. Like if you look for a nigga that like you want to model your career.
The number one black podcast, hands down.
Yeah. Bro, listen, Shannon Sharpe was that. I don't think he's listen, and this ain't like, to me, this shouldn't be a career ender. It's weird, you know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be a career ender. It might well have been that. And you should still probably look up to the way Shannon Sharpe did it. Because as far as I can tell, he did everything in a very professional way and handled business the way it's supposed to. Now, aside from, having little sexcapades and shit, hey, shit is what it is. But at the same time, like, I'm gonna hold him to the fire because at the end of the day, dog, niggas look up to him.
If we don't do it, If we don't, if we can't hold our own like accountable, who will?
This ain't a matter. This ain't a matter of legality. If we talking just straight legality, listen, he good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as far as if he's vindicated, and all this winds up just being like a cash grab, which we believe that's what it to be, right? Cool.
Speaking of, I'm gonna tell you this though. I think he messed it up for himself. I think he was talking too much. He was talking too much. Doing that whole video, talking about that there's a 30-second clip, even coming out and saying anything, you pretty much validated that there was a relationship. Y'all had sex. That's what got you fired. Because what got me not say fired, allegedly. The reason why you're no longer on television is that you have now acknowledged that there was some type of relationship between you guys, and it was such that it could have been something. You know what I'm saying? When you could have just kept quiet and let us either back you up, not back you up, let us do this. Jay-Z, we were speculating from here to Kingdom Come.
I don't
let us speculate, because if we don't have a target that we can hit on, it's not a problem.
See, that's crazy, because again, I tried to tell you that shit. See, now you just confirming why you was all like, Usher need to come out and say. I told you Usher don't need to say shit. Usher,
no, I ain't gonna lie. I still stand on that with Usher, bro.
For what?
Only because it is a minor involved, and I know that you may think that it's different, but I'm not. And remember, hold on. If you remember what I said, I specifically said you don't need to come in and like talk too much language or whatever. It could simply be a 1 sentence, 2 sentence. I hear the rumors that are out there. Please leave, you know what I'm saying? Give me the opportunity to, whatever the case may be. But it's almost like, I'm not even saying that you saying that it did not happen, but you can say it in a way that like you acknowledge. Jay-Z did it. Jay-Z came out and said, you know what I'm saying? Give us the opportunity to fight this before y'all make, you know what I'm saying, a conclusion.
Jay-Z didn't say anything, so he was legally about to be held accountable for it. His name was tied to a legal situation. That's when Jay-Z said something. Jay-Z ain't come out and say something when his name was first being brought up in these rumors. Because listen, whenever you say something, you now give it credence in some capacity. It does not matter, dog. And you fail to understand how the internet works.
But like you said before, man, I'm just holding my people accountable. I just feel like with the Usher thing, I just need to know, dog.
Listen to me. Niggas who don't care about nothing other than creating a narrative now start to try to connect timelines and dates and shit, and then start creating all this shit. Next thing you know, Usher's looking at fucking 100,000 videos being dropped today with his name in it. Now he gets tied to a lawsuit just because, he wanted to come out here and vindicate himself. Even if Usher's like completely innocent in this shit, right? I'm still telling you, he should not say anything. Because all you do is give the internet. These niggas are vicious, dog. They need views. They need clicks.
We gonna talk about it. So
these niggas don't care nothing about innocence or any of that shit. They need clicks and views. And all you're gonna do is feed the pariah. Fuck no. Don't say shit. Hey, listen, when the time comes, if I get called into court, if I get subpoenaed, oh, absolutely. We keeping the 10 toes down. Matter of fact, my legal team already been getting shit together for the day this shit come. But until then, nigga, fuck no. I ain't saying a goddamn thing. Not in today's world. Fuck no. Hell no. But even still, man, getting back to Shannon Sharpe, like I said, I still don't think I've seen a smoking gun yet. The only one that I've seen that was kind of damning was the Fox assistant who settled out of court. They Fox and her settled because Shannon Sharpe supposedly assaulted or choked her. With that being said, it supposedly was in a playful manner, but the person didn't take it playfully. So, who knows? So even still, that one's still kind of iffy because, I've definitely been around niggas who definitely horseplay a little too fucking hard and don't know how to chill. And so who knows? But listen, again, my thing is, I swear I'm not condemning or vindicating this man. I am simply going to wait till this shit either happens in court, and if nothing ever goes to court, right, and let's say he decides to go ahead and pony up and settle, right, because Tony Busby know he's not getting 50 million, right, but at some point in time he gonna come with a real number, right?
But let me ask you though, like,
and then they
really own the opportunity to even get 50 with everything that's come out, because that $100 million deal is definitely not a $100 million deal no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's really kind of like if you was expecting to get 50, you ruined the golden goose at this point.
Yeah, but we all know that like whatever lawsuit the number they throw out. It's just like, have you ever sold something on like eBay or Craigslist back in the day?
If he was going to give you 10 million, why wouldn't you take 10?
But I'm saying, like, you always, because you got at least, you must be thinking that you can get 20, maybe. I don't know. Or again, maybe the person does feel. That's what I'm saying, dog. Like, look, all I'm gonna say is this: when it comes to Shannon Sharpe, is that, dog, you obviously you're doing too much. You know what I'm saying? You're doing too much, and it's like I said before, and you kind of said it, and I agree with it at this point. Is that if you're gonna be doing all the sexual, like, deviant shit, go get an escort or go get an NDA. You know what I'm saying? Call it a day. Bro, listen. Matter of
fact, get a lawyer first. Tell the lawyer what you're into. Tell the lawyer everything you're into and what you need to do to cover yourself.
Listen, that shit is not legal. But the way that I see it, if two people consent on something and they decide to exchange monetarily, that's their business. I don't even understand why this shit is illegal. You know what I'm saying?
It is legal.
Huh? Legal.
He lives in Vegas.
Huh?
He lives in Vegas.
He's not in Vegas all the time, bro. You know what I'm saying? And like,
if you live in Vegas, she your girlfriend now.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying? Like, let's stop playing.
Listen, but I'm saying he's not always in Vegas, though. He travels all over.
I get what you're saying, but I'm saying
he a fan, though. He a fan.
She's a girlfriend now.
Man, he ain't about to be doing all that. You know what I'm saying? Although, who knows? Maybe. But again, listen, traveling over state lines and shit. That's
Shaquille O'Neal don't live in Vegas, and trust me, Shaquille O'Neal don't live in Vegas, and trust me, he got a whole team staying with him.
Traveling over state lines is considered X trafficking. That's what they're getting Diddy on.
All right, I'm leaving it alone.
That's what they getting Diddy on. The traveling over state lines part. So again, yeah. See, you listen. You got to know the legal system, bro. See, you already about to get me.
I don't know nothing about this. I ain't got no escorts.
Listen, I'm good. You think I do? Nigga, I can barely pay attention, bro. Like, fuck you mean? Listen, I know this. I know that as far as I know, that shit ain't 100% legal. And that's all I need to fucking know. Okay. But at the end of the day, I'm saying that it shouldn't be illegal. Because what the fuck you got to do with what a motherfucker does in the bedroom in exchange for money and shit? You want to know why? Because they can't tax the shit. That's why. And niggas want to be able to tax everything. That's a profession. That's the only reason why that shit's still illegal. Anyway, I digress. I don't feel like you know what I'm saying, going into like a deep dive. I guess last thing I wanted to talk about before we get up out of here, because it's getting a little late here. Dog, have you seen the argument about the internet debate about 100 men versus a silverback gorilla?
Yeah, look, I think this is a dumb argument. First and foremost, I don't want to fight a bear. Not a bear, a gorilla. I don't want to fight a gorilla.
Fuck no.
They'll probably be done. But I'll also tell you that, do I believe that 100 men versus one gorilla would win? Yes.
Okay.
I think
you lost your
Now, hold on. I'm also taking into the fact that we are able to defend ourselves given anything that we can use around us. So if we're in the woods, we can go get sticks and create weapons out of it or whatever. But if you're talking about bare knuckles, whatever, probably not. We're not going to survive that.
Listen, you can create a scenario where there's a mathematical formula that exists for men to win. I don't like to get into the, I don't like to
technology, and gorillas can't.
Yeah, but I'm saying in debates, I don't like to use variables, right? If you dropped 100 men, if you dropped a silverback gorilla in a park and 100 men had to fight that nigga off, niggas is getting beat the fuck up. Okay, it's a wrap. All right, let's not do this, right? But if you want to tell me that men can go create stakes with wood branches and can dig a pole out the ground and carve it to a stake or some shit, yeah, sure. Then yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because all it's gonna take is about 10 stabs.
100 rafts right now, you know what I'm saying? And you were trapped in some football field type arena going against a gorilla. You're gonna break off stick. That's what humans are good at.
Huh?
What do you mean, huh?
Nigga, you know how fast and strong a gorilla is? Nigga, listen to me. If a gorilla's on a rampage, you're not gonna be able to get to a weapon quick enough to that's the problem. That's the problem. So I'm saying, you gotta prep. So if you get niggas prep time, if you gonna get niggas Batman,
it don't even matter because I'm not gonna be there.
Listen, I swear to God, nigga. Listen, let me tell you something. I tell you what. I tell you who won't be part of the 100, nigga.
I won't be a part of the scientific, you know what I'm saying, experiment. I won't be a part of it.
Ain't no scientific experiment. Like, I'll tell you how this shit's going to end. Niggas going to die. A whole bunch of people. Like 101. If you standing there with them niggas. Okay. That's what's going to happen.
Tell me we need about 45 medics.
Yeah. 45.
Around here.
Ain't no medic coming over there, bro. Me and Trish watched the fucking documentary of a chimpanzee that was every one of their owners, they was out there ripping these niggas' faces off and mauling them and shit. Chimpanzees. And you sitting up here telling me
gorillas are different, bro.
Silverback, a 500-pound fucking gorilla that can lift 1,800 pounds? Nigga, that's like you versus 100 6-year-olds. You giving 6-year-olds a shot, nigga? You giving 100 6-year-olds a shot?
Nah,
fuck no, nigga. Fuck no. Absolutely ain't no fucking way, bro. Yeah, nigga. The problem is
one strike will kill him. Like, it's just a wrap.
Nigga, y'all not understanding that you seen Avengers, you seen where the Hulk picked up Loki. He's gonna pick up a nigga and start hitting niggas, bro. Like, I don't think y'all understand. Dog, niggas is dying. Niggas is dying horribly, bro. It's gonna be a bloodbath.
The only person that may even like semi get a good punch in will be like the 90th person to the 100th person.
By that point, he's tired. At that point, I give you this: if there is a shot, it's only within the last 10 niggas.
The last 10, because he tired. He tired from the bullshit that he just.
First 90 getting obliterated, bro. First 90 getting cooked. Okay, like if you want me to give any level of credence to men and say we got a fight shot, I just don't think people understand the sheer power that this nigga has. Like, when he hits one person, he won't just hit one. He's gonna blast straight through that nigga's noggin into the other 2-3 niggas behind him. Like, it's gonna be a bloodbath, bro. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. I seen a tweet where somebody was all like, somebody said the gorilla got to win 100 times. We only got to win once. Hey, my nigga, shout out to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Keep hope alive.
I've seen the AI generated simulations.
Oh yeah. Here's my
like these gorillas are murking us.
Here's my issue with some of them simulations. On some of the simulations, the niggas was getting back up. That's not happening. See, that's the problem. Niggas not standing back up, dog. It's a wrap, bro.
Now, we'll say 100 Aaron Donalds.
See, 100 Aaron Donalds, 100 Mike Tysons. 100.
I don't know about Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson not gonna work because you got Mike Tyson punches. Aaron Donald, at least like he can run into like 20 of them running into him at the same time might like be able to affect him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I still can't give it no shot, bro. Listen, if there is a shot, like I said,
100 JJ Watts.
100 JJ Watts. Shit, JJ Watt fucking tear pectoral muscle and shit, nigga trying to fucking take on it. Damn, who could I have you ever seen the world's strongest like competitions, like them niggas that be lifting like 1,000 pounds?
I don't know them niggas, bro. They got no they got no functional like
no. See, you thinking of bodybuilders. I'm talking about the world strong. Like them niggas, they be surprisingly agile.
They got them big like boulders and be
you ever seen how them niggas like they asked the grass?
As a kid.
Yeah,
they would have like a course that they had to do.
Bro, listen, when they lift up them boulders, them niggas be ass to grass, bro. They are surprisingly nimble and limber.
They have them beer can joints.
Yeah, they got like one of them niggas, dog. One of the niggas who like won that shit like 8 years in a row. He was like 400 pounds, bro. Like 6'6", 6'8" and shit. And like dude was lean though. You know what I'm saying? Obviously he had a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, chub to him. But for the most part, you know, he looked like your average defensive end in like the early 90s though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, so he was like 6'8", 400 pounds, and like dude ate like 10,000 calories a day. So if you took 100 of him, all right, we gonna give it a shot. Outside of that, I don't know, dog. I'm not believing in man in this one. Okay. All right. Did you have anything else you wanted to run over that you seen this week?
Did you watch Sinners?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, let's end on Sinners, man. So let me go ahead and start real quick. Amazing,
right?
Dog, listen, the scene the juke joint scene.
Already know your top 3 scenes already.
The juke joint
when they were in the car, when they're on the side of the road and they were the people like the prisoners or like the slaves were working.
Hold your head up.
And he had the story. And he was talking about how, like, you know what I'm saying, Buddy, how they used to kill them and like castrate them and whatnot. And then instead of crying, he just started singing. I was like, damn.
Oh, that's heavy.
I was like, damn. Is this how people? This is how like this is how the blues started? Because what do you do?
Hold on, wait. I'm gonna take it even deeper. It's not even how blues started, bro. Think about how like that's how niggas initially started to internalize trauma. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck what you going through, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, you a man, hold that shit in. Don't show no emotion. You know what I'm saying? It's a prime example of that shit.
I didn't even think about that.
No, that's the first thing I thought.
He didn't even cry. He said up there, you can tell it was like the most painful thing that he's ever witnessed. He started humming. I was like, what?
No, not even that. That was his mans, bro. Not just somebody he kind of knew or saw. That was his mans, dog. And so, like, as I was watching that scene, I was all like, dog, like, I don't know. Ryan Coogler is definitely wanted to, you know, drop hints and, you know, saying use shit from our culture, right? But like, to me, you know, that was just like, bro, like, this what he's trying to convey here is that shit of like niggas not letting their emotions get the better of them. This is where shit like this started, bro. Like, hey, no, hold that shit in, dog. Like, you a man. Don't nobody
want you cry. Man, that's why. If y'all haven't seen the movie by now, that's on y'all. I don't know what to tell you.
But you know what I'm saying? My bad. Yeah. If you'd have made it by this point, listen to us talk, and you ain't like skipped, like, just know you about to get spoilers, okay? But that's the thing, right? So instead of releasing that stress, talking about it, you know what I'm saying, shedding them tears, it led him to drinking, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, a nigga had to find a vice for all the trauma that he done dealt with in his life, dog. You know what I'm saying?
And then you sit there and call it a sin, even though you was done to us. That's why I really like the movie. It's a lot of conversations that like.
Yeah,
get started with that, man. Like,
it was heavy, but dog, the panorama montage going through.
Dog, they had the rap, the blues, the jazz. Dog, bro, they had the African joint.
Hey, close the curtains. I done seen enough. We didn't. Hey,
man, he killed it.
Listen. Curtain call, baby. This a wrap. Hey, I don't care what else happened in this movie. This scene right here is legendary. This is gonna live in my brain forever, dog. Like in infamy, my nigga. Like, it's here, dog. Like, that scene, that alone, dog. I was just all like, bro, this shit heavy, dog. So
nah, he did a good job.
He did an amazing job. And then not only that, dog, but like shit that I didn't catch that like Trish and her friend caught was as they was going up to the roof and it was on fire. You know what I'm saying? That's like the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like the roof is on fire. Like, nigga, I ain't even think about that. Dog, I swear to God, bro. When they said that shit, I was like, "Hey, yo!" I didn't even like. Nah, dog. I was so impressed with like the shot as he was panning up through the roof into the
Rockets won, by the way. I'm sorry, I was checking my phone every few minutes. Yeah, we were down 12 points, dog. With 4 minutes left, so I was like, we lost. We ended up.
You know why the Rockets won? Because I'm not watching. Every time I watch the Rockets,
don't watch the next 2 games, dog.
I'm taking one for the team.
And I'm not watching them either.
I'm taking one for the team, bro, because like it's me. I'm sorry, y'all.
It is me. I haven't watched y'all all year. Nigga. I start watching y'all start losing. Let me.
I swear I'm done. Me to the T, dog. Yeah, but I think the last thing about Sanders and Wright, and it's gonna be a controversial take, because I've heard some people talk about it, and I get it. But I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I was on the Asian lady side, bro. I'm like, hey, listen, we can either stay here or we can let them niggas go take over the whole fucking town and turn everybody into vampires.
They weren't gonna take over the town, bro.
How do you know that? How do you know that? Yeah. See, that's the thing. Y'all don't know.
And more the reason why what you're saying don't make sense is that, dog, you talking about taking over the whole town. If you sit up there and you're about to go against like 50 of these Johns, 60 of these Johns, and you think that you're gonna be able to like take care of them,
nigga, do you think I could take on 200 or 300 of these niggas? I'd rather
they outside dancing, having fun. Let them keep doing it. Now, the moment they leave and dip, then maybe you can invite them in when they leave. But they right in front of you. You ain't got no reason.
Okay, so
to son up.
So peep game, right? So I don't do nothing, right? And I don't know if he sent like 10 niggas in the town to go turn everybody else into vampires, including my daughter.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I'll kill you. I'll kill you. If I was in that barn with you and you started, you was mid conversation about the men, I'm gonna stab you right in your throat. Call it a day.
I'm dead either way. Man, y'all crazy.
You're dead.
Y'all crazy. You trying to outlast
You're
niggas?
Dead. You're dead. I'm killing you. I'm killing you.
Outlast niggas who can't die.
I'm not fighting no vampire, bro. I'm not fighting no vampire.
You don't even know what a vampire is. You just know
exactly, which is why I'm not fighting them.
But I'm saying she just gave you the blueprint. She said you stab these niggas through the heart with a stake. You now got a fighting chance.
Okay.
I'm saying you not fighting a vampire because you done seen 40 fucking vampire movies. I'm saying in that world, in that situation, all they know is that they are niggas who came back to life and they can be killed by being stabbed through the heart. I'm taking my shot.
The only way that I'm doing it is if you give me a whole bunch of garlic, I'm rubbing that thing all over me. I'm rubbing it all over me. I got garlic hanging around my neck, around my wrist.
Okay, let me ask you a question, bro. All right. If because again, you still thinking about it because you know what a vampire is. In this,
I mean, she told us that garlic did.
But again, you still thinking you need garlic because these niggas are super strong and shit. And this, in my brain, I'm thinking, because I'm trying not to get too technical here. If in this setting, all I know is that that's the same nigga who was dead and he just came back to life. So he's just a nigga I need to stab through the heart to get him to re-die. He ain't some super strong, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga that they don't know that yet. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
All right, that's cool.
So to me, in this world, they killable. So hey,
you think best movie of the year?
Huh? I ain't seen a lot of movies, but it's the best movie I've seen this year. I don't even know what else. I can't think of another movie I can put up again.
Coming out here pretty soon.
Mission Impossible ain't been a phenomenal movie since like 5. Like they've been good. I
was gonna say since 5.
Yeah, they've been good.
I think this one's gonna be good. I need to rewatch all of them. I'm watching from the first one.
The last one was cool, but it wasn't like amazing. Matter of fact,
it was nothing but a slow burner, dog. And I can't believe I watched a Mission Impossible that was nothing but a slow burner. The action was mid, but it was really, which is why I think this is gonna be the last one. So which is why I think they're about to like, you know what I'm saying, put everything into this Mission Impossible.
No, but like it is the last one. He's ending it. Like this is the end of Mission Impossible. Well, you know how Hollywood works, so who knows? But supposedly this is supposed to be the ending of it. That's why they've been teasing the whole. This is where the road has finally led you. You know what I'm saying? All this shit. All roads lead to this shit here. I don't know, man. It's another movie that I'm trying to think that I'm looking forward to at the end of this year, but I don't know, man. Before we get up out of here, one last thing. So Paradise, I finished Paradise. You may not remember too much because it's been forever. We took like a month break after I finished that whole. But my Paradise was amazing. I just think that cause I told my cousin I was finally gonna talk about this. I think that Paradise they kind of gave up the moxie too soon in season 1. You know what I'm saying? You kind of reveal like things that you should wait till like the end of the second season or like a third season to really reveal. And so they ended it first. But I'm saying like the thing about Paradise and shows like that is like the draw to it is the mystery. Well, I mean, now that we know
what's happening outside the cave.
Yeah, but that's going to be an entirely different tone. It's no longer a mystery. Now it's a discovery. You see what I'm saying? Like it's no longer a mystery show. It's now a discovery.
They could have made the first episode the last episode kind of deal. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying, right? Like,
yeah, I get what you're saying. But they did do a lot from the beginning. Like they were killing off like characters. They were.
Yeah, like, I'm saying. I feel like you could have made this like it was 8 episodes, right? You could have stretched this to 12 and he just reunited with his wife in the last 4 episodes. Because personally, like I said, my only concern is I don't mind shows taking different tones and different themes, but the draw to it, what kept me on the edge of my seat was every episode we find out something new. This shit is going deeper and deeper and deeper. Well, the thing is like, again, now the second season is a different tone to me, right? I still got to wait to see it because I'm going to watch it.
Find out. We don't know yet.
Okay, yeah, I got you. I'm just saying, it feels like it's going to take a different tone though. And if
it's showing a year.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean,
watch the agency. Watch the agency.
I was gonna say I can't. Don't let me sit on here and talk about show of the year. I watch like one fucking show a year, nigga. So like,
but watch the agency, bro. If you
agency, okay. I added to the list. Okay. All right, y'all. That's enough TV talk. With that being said, man, we appreciate you if you made it this far. Make sure you like,
comment,
and subscribe. And as always, make sure you tell your mama, brother, sister, cousin, uncle, mama, everybody. Make sure you go see Sinners again. I'm trying to go see that shit again before it gets up out of theaters. With all that said, thank you for tuning in. Till next time, we out.